that leads me to the question I was going to ask you, right? Do you think your team is overrated, bro?
I don't understand. I can only speak for myself, innit? We ain't done nothing. Like, I haven't seen my team win a Prem or a Champs. I think we've got young, promising players. I think the manager's doing his thing. I can't speak for Arsenal fans. We know they're special on social media and they're the best thing since sliced bread. And when we lose against Bournemouth, obviously now these players that they gas up are now horrible. But we haven't done what we needed to do. And now as an Arsenal fan, it's them fine margins that stop us. We always shoot ourselves in the foot. You look at the last 2 years, yeah, as great as City are, but before I can point a finger and talk about City and what Pep's done, we haven't won the league titles because of ourselves, because of the games like Bournemouth where we shot ourselves in the foot. We're chasing a deficit now. Obviously, the Brighton game, when you go down to 10 men, it's difficult, but you've dropped points there. I am being harsh, but you dropped points against City, and you've now been terrible against Bournemouth. There will be some couple other losses. All these players can do is put their big boy pants on, roll their socks up, and go again, because you know City are going to kick this. They're on a great unbeaten run, but you know City are going to do, we all know at some point they're going to do that mad run. So, but
the thing is, for me, DJ, how I look at it, right? Because there's a lot of Arsenal fans that I speak to, and obviously I see on social media, yeah. We know Arsenal are a good team. Everyone's giving you the plaudits that you deserve, right? But there's a bunch of your fan base that want more respect that isn't deserved because you're yet to win anything, right? We're going to give you the respect of, okay, you're up there, you're challenging, you've got a good team, you've got a good system, you've got a good coach that knows what he's doing. But for me, Arteta is getting more and more less risky, if that makes sense. He thinks about not losing the game first before attacking teams, bro. Right? The first year you lot competed, he was attacking teams. There wasn't really a balance with the defense. You were just outscoring teams. The second year, like last year, at the beginning, it was very good defensively. Second half of the season after Dubai, I always talk about Dubai, yeah, because I remember you battered West Ham, you battered Sheffield. You were playing like what I was seeing in the first season. Now, bro, I'm just seeing lock it off, try and get a goal from a moment, and that's how we're going to win the league. Do you get it? And for me, looking at your team, I don't think it really suits your team, in my opinion. I don't really think that style of play really suits your team. And Arsenal fans are going to be like, listen, give me a trophy, however. And they always come back to Chelsea fans and say, oh, you lot did it with Mourinho. Bro, we owned it. We owned what we were. Your fan base don't want to own the fact that Arteta's a pragmatic manager, bro. Yeah? I've seen enough of a sample now to know that Arteta is not attacking minded, bro. He's really.
I don't think it's a case of him not being attacking minded. I think it's a case of him trying to learn from the mistakes made in previous seasons. Not right or wrong, but I think he's similar to what Pep does. He overthinks. So where he's seen how the last 2 seasons have turned out, there's been quite a few games where you can look at and say Arsenal let them games go. He's been trying to change that, and instead of losing this game, we're going to pick up a point, which I think he's been doing to his detriment.
But George, you don't win titles like that.
No, 100%. I think
you don't win titles like that. You got to go for the win, man. When you win teams,
he's acknowledged though, LB, is the actual team outside of the first 11 isn't that good. So he knows that his attackers aren't good enough to go and go at teams.
That's their fault for buying dead ballers, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, the fact is, yeah, when you go to the transfer window, yeah, having 2 years on the trot, just missed out on a title, and you sign Calafiori, Marino, and Sterling on loan. Does this look like a club that actually wants to seriously win shit?
It's the case of the depth, man. It's right on brand with what LB's saying. I do think they've got some good additions. Clearly, we all know Raheem Sterling was a panic. We tried to, whatever they tried to do in terms of the inside.
That one you gassed up. Arsenal fans gassed up that Sterling side.
I can't speak for every Arsenal fan. I understand it, but I'm not every Arsenal fan. I don't do that social media.
You do the whole Jamaica. Let's run it up and that.
He is Jamaican. He's the yard man. I never said Aaron said he's going to score 20 league goals and do this and that.
I hear it.
You get it, but on a serious note, a bit going back to what LB said, it's like, you know, we signed some good players individually. You don't marry the depth. If you go back to February, you would have seen Mikel Arteta say we've got one of the smallest squads. So now you're kind of standing in the rain with no umbrella or a jacket and complaining that you're wet in it. You're creating your own problems. That's where I think it ties into what George is saying, is that I don't think he trusts every player in the squad. I don't really care about there's no Saka, no Odegaard. Of course, these guys would have made a difference. I still maintain there's more than enough to do something against Bournemouth, but he's doubling down defensively. The difference between, you know, rightly so, I think defense wins titles. If we do that and stink up the place, I don't mind. It is a bit like what Chelsea was doing. But the difference is Chelsea had experienced guys, proven winners. These mistakes were kept at a minimum. And for me, as an Arsenal fan, I do think there's a handbrake up with Mikel Arteta. We've scored a lot of goals in these last 2 years and we've improved, but you can't sit here and say we're that good in the final third or we're really creating. We're still hand-sided. We still, you know, obviously when we had Arsene Wenger, it's very different, but we would play, it didn't matter if it was the first team or whatever, there was still some basics that you would see. You can't really see that. Like against Bournemouth, we're going through the motions. It's like there's not really any ideas. It is quite stale. It's just Havertz and inshallah. Even against Bournemouth, David Raya's going long. They're clocking it really. So I think there is a lot more to come in the final third. I do agree with what George said in that Mikel Arteta has to not necessarily take the handbrake off, but has to find that balance, because you can say defense wins titles, but goals win games. And I know we're going to be up there for goals, but we don't look like a team that's going to score goals. There might be a bit of individual brilliance. There might be a thing from set pieces, but this is where we're at now.
Do you know what, DG? I'm happy you brought up Raya, because for me, he was the catalyst in a lot of things at the weekend. Like how he was so shaky, it transmitted into the play. Obviously,
who did you say? I missed it.
Say that again.
What player did you say? Who did you say?
No. I said I want to. I'm glad you mentioned Raya, because for me, he was a catalyst in a lot of things that were going wrong. Everything rushed because, bro, he was passing it. I can't lie. I think you got lucky in the first 10 or 20 minutes.
He played that nonchalant pass to Moreno.
Yeah, bro.
Raya's got to hold his criticism, but that's the point. Like, they've read us like a book. We cannot play out from the back. The midfield is disillusioned. We all know in today's day and age, defense wins titles, goals win games up front. It's the midfield battle. There was none. Bournemouth read us like a book. Areola did his homework. We were poor. We ain't get nothing.
Yeah, you know, thinking for me is like we have to mention this is Arsenal's first loss. Is it in 2024 in the Premier League? I think it is.
Second in the whole of 2024, first this year.
Second in the whole.
First away loss.
Exactly, even that.
No,
to throw that away. We're normally good away from home. Yesterday was Saturday, so it was crap.
You're better away from home, innit?
Yeah,
I prefer us away from home. In the Champions League, I prefer us to play at the Emirates. Away from home in the Premier League, because I just feel, well, to be fair, the last 2 years, you could argue Fulham away, Bournemouth at this moment, there were our two worst performances. It just feels we're a lot more professional away from home. I don't know what happened on Saturday, but yeah, man.
But the thing is, though,
in mind for Sunday, innit?
There is something different in terms of, I feel like every year you have to, like let LB say, you can't win the league title by playing this way. So what are you offering different? You can't. I think it's too heavily reliant on Saka.
It is reliant on Saka. We do need to sign different players, but like we are playing in the last 3 years, including now, there has been a bit of an evolution. Now, where I'm annoyed is, as an Arsenal fan and as a Wenger baby, we're not that good in the final third. Yes, we score goals. There's probably been some great teamwork goals. We can progress play from Raya to our strikers, but we need to do a lot more. And I do think Arteta, it's a trade-off, innit? I like the fact that we're a lot better defensively. We've all seen Arsenal, especially in the early Emirates days. We were very naive defensively, even with LB's team, City. Now, fundamentally, when we first started to become half serious, there were some games against City which we'd lose. We tried to attack. We'd somewhat match them. The margins went against us. I do like the fact that we're a bit more solid defensively. Maybe not so much now, but we need to take the handbrake off, man. You've got players that were bought for 30, 40, 50 million on 200 grand a week. It can't just be Saka and inshallah. We all know injuries happen. There's no excuses in that regards. And I do feel Edu and Mikel Arteta didn't do enough in the market.
Defensively, we all know that you're good. We all know that you're good defensively, yeah. But bro, this year I'm looking at your defense, and it doesn't look as solid as what it did last year.
The whole team defense have fallen off. They definitely have fallen off. They definitely agreed on. Like you look at
the guys they were saying the best defense in the
Southampton. We've been moving mad. Been crap. It's not been so high standard.
This is the team they said we're going to beat Chelsea's record, bro. This is what they said.
Man, need to stop saying these mad things and saying I'm saying them, bro. Stop.
DG, you're a content creator, bro. It don't matter if you don't say it, you're going to take the rap. We know how this goes. I don't say half the stuff my family.
I speak for every Arsenal fan down the road. You lot speak for every Spurs fan. Spurs fans
on this show right now. You speak for Arsenal.
Oh man, stop talking chest and chatting shit. I don't speak for everyone but my damn self. Allow it, bro. You know how Arsenal fans are on social media. They're weirdos. Don't involve me in that. Like,
so what's
I'm not defense for everyone.
Saeed, can I add on something Don said? Yeah, Don said, French don't look as solid. The irony of this is where they actually strengthened a department where they didn't really need to strengthen as much. They strengthened it even more, but look weaker. Yeah.
You know for me as well, yeah.
Look at the press. Yeah, this is the thing. Odegaard helps us a lot defensively, but if Odegaard isn't there should still be a solution. We're not pressing well. We all got to remember defense comes from the front, If you're not defending well from the front and there's nothing in the midfield, forget about it. You know,
it's for me as well, yeah. I feel like Arsenal as a club and their fan base now, yeah, are starting to feel the pressure, man. Because like they know that they've got to win.
Be feeling pressure.
Oh, bro, yeah. But pressure isn't like you need to win something now, innit? You know what I mean? Because everyone's gassed this manager up for years when he's not won anything. And I think like we've all been saying it.
I disagree with the club. I don't feel there's real pressure on Arteta in terms of winning a league title at the club.
No,
I agree with the narrative.
Pressure. Because you
internally, like
I think there's pressure.
Football club. I don't think there's pressure. You got a new deal. I don't feel there's pressure to win.
No. LB,
I think within the players, the players are feeling the pressure. The players know that they've got to win something, man.
It's a privilege. You should feel pressure. I agree.
And I think they're feeling the pressure. I think your fan bases feel the pressure. Your fan base is completely rattled, man. Like your fan base is insanely rattled.
Bro, I'll be real.
It's moving mad, bro.
I agree with you. When you said internally, let's be honest, Arteta can challenge win nothing, and Edu and Kroenke and that will still keep him in. So when you say internally, I agree with you. But the play, LB spot on with the players and whatnot. They're feeling it. And if they're feeling 8 games in, that's a big concern.
Bro, especially we're back. Pressure's a privilege, bro. You should be feeling pressure. If you can't take the pressure, come out the football club, innit? This is what you wanted. This is a privileged position. We're talking about Arsenal potentially fighting for league titles. It's a long way from back-to-back 8th. If you can't handle the pressure, come out the club.
One last question, DG, as well, yeah? That midfield trio of Marino, Partey, and Rice, you know there's no creativity in that, or minimal creativity.
None.
This is where no risk, no reward. Just give him where he is chance now, bro.
I agree.
Like, he's been proving it. Give him his chance.
Yeah. I agree. I think the Leicesters, the Southamptons, the Bournemouths, I think these are games where you could have ran 2 of the 3 of the midfielders that started. Wyman could have went out there. If Ethan stinks up the place, you take him off. It's as simple as that. Like, you're bringing him on when the game's kind of done. And it goes back to what you lot are saying. This is where Mikel Arteta has to find that balance of being a bit braver. And the players as well, because I'm not being funny. The players are playing out there. We all know ball. We can overcomplicate this and talk about tactics. So a lot of you are international footballers. You played in leagues, bro. Pass the ball forward and create some chances. Simple as that. Like, you've got Moreno doing this hybrid bullshit where he's trying to link up with Havertz and he's dropping deep. Parties on his J's. It's an idiot thing.
Bro, you know what's mad in defense here? Like, it's mad, yeah. We talk about Arsenal being one of the best defenses in the league, yeah. Tottenham have conceded the same amount of goals as just one more. Even United, I know I don't want to be shameless in that.
Saeed,
you know,
team.
Come on, Saeed, back United, big up 10.
I don't want to be shameless, bro. We conceded 9 goals. You know,
Saeed, we've conceded 2 more than them.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And you know what?
So this idea of Arsenal being the best defense is mad. Go on, sorry.
We get exposed for a high line. They get onto Ange and say, he needs to learn from the high line and so on.
You do. Let's not act like 10 men hasn't been a factor. We need to improve defensively. But what we're not going to do is sit here act like Spurs and Arsenal are not worlds apart defensively. Let's not do that shameless shit. Shut up.
The numbers
don't care about the stats. Talk to me at the end of the day. Stop it. Stop it, George, stop it. You're smiling, you know you're lying. Stop it. That's you, it's a shame. It's Drake, stop it, please. Drake, stop it.
Wait,
Drake, stop it. Drake, stop it. Drake, stop it. Stop the lights and stuff. Stop lying.
That's one. It's going to be one game.
Stop it. Stop it.
One game. It's actually going to be one game.
Please stop it. We'll hold our hands up. But stop it. What we're not going to do is the shameless stats thing. City, I hear it. United, I hear it. Chelsea, I hear it. Spurs, we're not going to act like you're a good defense.
You're not going to do. I hear it.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to be shameless. Don't be shameless. George, you're better than that. You're better than that. You're a different guy when it's me and you. Pause or doing streams. Don't do that. Don't be shameless. Don't let your hate for Arsenal. Don't let your hate for Arsenal make you do that. Please.
Calm down, DG.
Don't let your Arsenal fans do that. You're a logical guy. Don't go down there, man. Don't go down that route, man.
Yes,
tell the truth and shame the devil, my brother.